Good morning. Good morning. It is none other than Charles Van Morgan. It's the Charles Van Morgan Show. We got a lot to cover today, so watch the show. We appreciate your time. We're going to talk today about how the rich get richer and the mass population, you the poor, get poorer or executed. We're going to talk about social stratification, their system to put you in your damn place. And they benefit off you and do nothing but exploit you. So we're going to talk about social stratification. Join me, the Charles Van Morgan Show. You won't hear this truth anywhere else. People are afraid to say it because if you don't go along with their program, if you don't go along with their social stratification, people in government power will punish you. It's social stratification. I think you might be suffering from igma. Well, I don't know what that is, but I think you need to live a life or pick up a book and get some education, you idiot. So, but thank you for being here. And you don't even understand, so I'm not going to explain it to you. Thank y'all. Charles Van Morgan Show. We're talking about social stratification and why you get poorer and the rich get richer. It's the Charles Van Morgan Show. Stuff you won't hear anywhere else. The plain, unadulterated, the plain truth, unbridled truth. The Charles Van Morgan Show. We're going to tell you how they benefit off your hard work. The harder you work, the richer they get. That's the way they got the system set up to take care of themselves and against you. And we got a lot of news to cover today. We had an election yesterday, and the social stratification that they got set up worked well for them, worked against you. It ripped you off and kept them in power, kept the elites running the show, and you got cheated. Knoxvillians got cheated. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how the rich get richer and the poor get prison. You know, that's not just a slogan. That's a matter of fact from an educated perspective. So thank you all. Come on in. Join me in the show today. You know, we got some exciting news. Although their social stratification system, where they got roadblocks in place for you to get to the same place they get to. Their system in place keeps you down and keeps them getting everything for nothing. Your money for nothing. That's the way they do. Your elections for nothing. That's the way they do. Because they're crooked as hell. And I'm exposing them, shining light on their little social stratification system that keeps you working hard and starved while they eat off your table and steal from you. The biggest recipients of EBT, electronic bank transfers, people in government power. Let's shine a light on them nasty, dirty rats and watch them go running. Social stratification. Look it up. It's not something I'm making up. It's something that's in sociology textbooks. It's not something that's just in my head. It's something that's in sociology textbooks. Common scientific knowledge that you can pick up a book in Ukraine. You can pick up a book in UK. You can pick up a book in Canada. It is real scientific knowledge about how the system's set up to cheat you. They're cheating you. They're robbing you. They're stealing from you. They got a system set up in their favor that works against you. And it worked very well in the election yesterday in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee, where I'm at. So come on in, join the show, talking about social stratification. Go Vols, that's right. Sent $10. Okay, thank you. social stratification and how it rips you off, steals from you. And we're going to talk about some of the news today, and we're going to explain to you, explicate it. See, I got big fancy words. Explicate, that's just a big fancy word for explain. We're going to explicate it to you about how they do that, how they rig the system. They got the news media rigged. They got the court judicial rulings rigged. It's called social stratification. They stratify you and put you where they want you to be. And your hard work and dedication, they appreciate it because they benefit well off of it. But you don't because the system is rigged. And if you didn't know that, then let me enlighten you. Most people do know that. They just don't know that there's scientific knowledge behind that to show that, hey, yeah, science says that this isn't right the way we're done. It's crooked as hell. And I'm about to talk about that, and we're going to explore that today. So thank y'all very much. Like, share, comment, and let's get right into it and enjoy the show. Let's turn this thing around and move on with the program. Slamming the state justifiably. Slamming the dirty state. Because they're crooks and wicked. The people in power are dirty as hell. So social stratification is a system that they got set up that is against you and for them. And it works well for them. Hard work will not make you success. It benefits those in power. They got your wheels spinning in their favor. Social stratification, structural inequity of access to rewards, resources, and political privileges that are scarce and desirable within society, and they control all the resources. A sizable proportion of Americans, including many poor, do not appreciate the existence of social placing. So they even got a lot of people fooled. They even got a lot of people fooled. The responsibility for individual poverty squarely on them. They put the blame. They put the blame of the system of inequality that they got set up. They put the blame on you and don't take responsibility for the system that they got set in place that keeps the poor, the mass population, pushes us down and lifts them up. And a large part of society, that's why they vote bad. That's why they win elections. They don't understand why, because they indoctrinate you into believing that they're better than you, that they deserve what they got, and you don't deserve the work that you produce. You deserve to give it to them. That's what they got people convinced of. They indoctrinate you in their schools, in their propaganda, in their legal rulings, to convince you that you owe them for them to exploit you and you to take it. And that's the way it is in their prestigious positions of power, and it's exploitation. So we're gonna talk about that today. So let's look at the election yesterday. So I ran here in Knoxville for city council, trying to get the message out. And there's some bright spot in this. I ran for city council, and I didn't even win the primary. I couldn't even get on the general election ballot. I couldn't even win the primary. Although I'm the best educated, they mention that in passing. Oh, he's the best educated. You know, in education, I was also the oldest on the ballot in this district. And education and life lived means a hell of a lot. Means a hell of a lot. I was the best qualified on the ballot, and couldn't even get past the primary. Why is that? Social stratification. I would have been better for Knoxvillians than what was elected. But they cheated you, and a lot of Knoxvillians, because of their lies, believed their lies. Now, I did what I could. I worked hard. Worked harder than any candidate in the history of Knoxville, and I'm glad that I did, because I'm not fighting like many of you are, and I hope you're not, to provide for them. I was fighting. That's the reason why they're fighting me so hard. I was fighting to point out how dirty they are, and that's why they use propaganda to try to destroy me. That's why the best qualified candidate on the ballot, the best for you all, the best for the people of Knoxville, including your very safety, your life, was none other than Charles Van Morgan. Yet the person on the ballot doesn't have any training in emergency management. So you have a city now that's in the hands of people that are not going to know what the hell they're doing. They're not going to know what they're doing. They don't know anything about social stratification. They're part of the upper echelon that worships and praises the power. They're going to go eat with the mayor right now. It worships and praises the power at your demise. At your demise, at your suffering. And people in Knoxville went along with the program, went along with the establishment. That is the best thing for you because of social stratification, because that's the way they programmed you to think. And they can, I can lose an election. That's fine. I don't care. I didn't put my JD to work for nothing. I was willing to do that. I didn't put my emergency management training to work for almost nothing. And I was willing to do that because I'm fighting for Knoxvillians. So you really did me a favor. And if there's Knoxvillians in here, I'm smart enough to take care of myself. God takes care of Van and his family. And I was trying to do you a favor, honestly. I was. I'm just telling you like it is. It's not arrogance. It's backed up by education. I mean, if you believe in your heart and mind that Bill Haslam, that the mayor, that the newly elected person that's over this area is for you, that's out for your good, evidently a lot of you did, you voted for him, then excuse me, but you're a damn fool. You believe in their social stratification that keeps you down. You yourself, you just voted to keep yourself down. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. And they did that. They convinced you. And maybe it's not your fault. I'd like to get you on my side. Maybe it's not your fault, but you were fooled. You were deceived. You went along with their social stratification that keeps people like you and me, the best qualified, the best for society, down, and them lifted up for nothing. Somebody that has an English degree. Wow, how impressive is that? What the hell are they going to be able to do for Knoxville? What if we have an emergency management issue? We have them all over the United States of America. Have they read any textbooks? Do they know anything to do? Or are they just going to verbatim listen to the mayor and her emergency management people that are going to make sure that she's safe and her people are safe, her voters are safe, while all of Knoxville can pretty much go to hell? I mean, you're on your own. That's what you get. And I'm not upset. It doesn't bother. It really doesn't bother me. Thank you for not putting me in that position to where I would have to give more stuff away for free, like I did when I was a Tennessee Highway Patrol. It's really a blessing to me. It is. And I'm just telling you the truth about it. I was willing to give, and you all voted for somebody that's taking a hell of a lot from you. I guarantee you they're not in it for you. They're not. I was. Look at their level of education. I'm talking about if you want somebody to build a house for you, you want somebody that's an engineer, you want somebody that's a carpenter, knows how to do this stuff. And you might look at their credentials. Have they ever built a house before? Have they ever done this before? And you look at somebody like me that's well qualified. Has he ever saved the public before? Has he ever provided for public safety before? Does he have any kind of training where he knows what he's doing? I'll blow him off the map. But you've picked people to build a house for you, quite frankly, to run the city of Knoxville that are for themselves. They've never built a house. They don't know nothing about anything. But they're part of the elite, part of the social stratification, part of the group of people that benefits the people in power. And I assure you, it's at your expense. So, just like when somebody you're dating leaves and they don't choose you, good riddance. Bye. Hey, thank you for not giving me the opportunity to bless you. And that's just the truth. And you can say whatever you want to. I still have a doctor of jurisprudence. I still got it. Y'all didn't elect me. Some people in Knoxville. And if you don't live in Knoxville, hey, God bless you too. But I still have a doctor of jurisprudence. I still got that. I still passed the bar twice. You can vote for some idiot 150 times. That doesn't make him as qualified as me. It doesn't make him as good as me. It makes you stupid for putting him in public power and me not. And I don't say that out of anger. It's not out of anger. It's out of social. It's called social stratification. They got it set up that way where that happens to benefit not you, because you didn't get benefited at all. It's set up to benefit them above you. The people that were running even were for the tax increase. Now, people voted that down, thank the good Lord in heaven. But does that make sense? You voted for people that were against something, that were for something that you were against. I mean, wow, really? It makes a lot of sense. What else do you think that they're for that you're against, and why did you vote for them? I didn't. I voted for Charles Van Morgan, and I'm still right. But I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You don't know how much, because I would have worked hard and would have served Knoxville and billions. But I don't have to do that. I don't have to give to you all because you don't want what I got to offer, which is better for you, because of social stratification, because that's the way they've designed it. That I can't win an election even though I'm qualified, even though I should, even though I work hard. And you're the same way. Even though you work hard, even though you deserve, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll never get what you deserve as long as you go along with their program, their social stratification. You can keep reaching for that pie in the sky. It ain't going to happen. You can say, well, if I work a little harder, and the consensus is that if you work hard and you play by the rules, then you can get somewhere. Well, keep that little imaginary thought in your mind, because it's not true. It's a lie. It's a dirty lie that's put out by them to make them succeed, and them make you think that you're succeeding. But you'll always stay poor. You'll always be hungry. You always have nothing, and the stuff you have, you'll give to them for nothing. You just gave away the Knoxville City government for nothing, for people that don't even agree with you. The people you elected were for a tax increase, so they get more of your money. And so what part makes sense? None of it does. But I don't care, because I got good sense, and I know what I'm doing, and I haven't failed anyway. Because part of the agenda for me running for public office was to take a sledgehammer, and it worked well. It's worked really well, to their little social stratification system that continues to elect people that want to benefit themselves and the power elite. And I have put a huge dent in that, a huge dent. I'm about to show you some facts. So my plan worked out well. I mean, I would have done a good job, but I would have had to work hard and give my education away for $24,000 a year. What attorney that passed the bar license would want to work for $24,000 a year? And that's what I was willing to do. And you all have said, Knoxvillians, in their stupidity, because of social stratification, because what people here in Knoxville in the news media and their propagandists have told you that I'm no good. Well, I have a JD, I have emergency management training, and I lowered the fatality rate. But they tell you that block him, so you went along with the program. But there's one problem with that little issue, is I'm not going along with their program. You know, 100 people can go along with the program. 1,000 people can go along with the program. I'm not going along. I live in my own world that I'm led by God. I pray about my decisions. I read God's holy word, and I go on what I know. And I treat people right, and if I'm not treated right, I will fight you legitimately through speech. So they rigged the election with their little proxy of dirty voters. We'll wait to get across the road here. Thank y'all for joining me. We're going to talk about this little social stratification, mention a little bit more about the dirty election in Knoxville City Council, and talk about the primary. One important thing I want to mention to you, how stupid some people are, and I'll just call you out stupid and it's really not your fault, but if you think through things and don't go along with a stupid program, you might figure some things out, and things might go better for you. I mean, they're telling you that things will go better for you. They promised in their campaigns that things will go better for you. Let's wait 4 years from now and see if they are or if they're worse. I will predict, prophecy, Charles Van Morton prophecy, is that you'll be worse off in 4 years under this crooked administration, these new people in office, than you are now. Let's wait and see. We'll count the numbers, and they will convince you that you're better off when you have less food, less resources, more governmental control, less roads, more lies, more excuses. Now, that's what you're going to get. Look how many people got in here. Like, share, comment, contribute to vote. Voters of Tennessee enraged. And let me tell you about the election. And reconcile what I'm trying to tell you. I'll reconcile it. It's called social stratification. It's their system set up to benefit them, for them. Doesn't matter what you do. You're not going anywhere. It's not just me. It's not just me. It's you. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere under their system. So why do you keep voting for it? I wouldn't. I don't, and I'm not going to. I don't care how many elections I lose. I might run again. There's a point behind me running, and the reason I'm running is working out well. It's working out very well. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with my plan. It's succeeding well. It's well thought out, and it's blowing up. And I'm about to show you. Explicate what I'm doing and why I didn't get elected to give my resources, my knowledge, my public safety information to all of South Knoxville. But what I have done is advance my cause, which is to benefit more people than just lying people in this city. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying, get off autopilot and start thinking a little bit for yourself. A lot of people do, and a lot of people don't. They're cowards, and you're hurting yourself because there's more of us than you. More of us than them. So let's see how many people got in here, and I'll continue talking about the election, and we're going to talk about social stratification, a sociological phenomenon that keeps you down, keeps you starved and hungry, working hard for them while they do nothing and take your stuff. And if you don't go along with the program, you'll starve to death or die, or they'll execute you. And that's just the God's honest truth. So let's see how many people got in here. Like, share, comment, and even bad comments. Hey, you don't bother me one little bit. So I'll comment right back. And truth outweighs lies, and my truth is spreading like wildfire. So thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. I got some more truth for you coming up. We're going to explain to you what's going on and why it continues. So let me see how many people we got in here. So we got quite a few. So we are talking about you are at least 2 decades late on waking up. Childish adults, only East. Forever not less. I'm not American, but when they voted for Mandani, I hurt to watch. Look at London now under Islamists. Yeah, I'll have to agree with that comment. Don't forget you are God, for life was for God before it was for you through God. Everything, well, serious, God speaks through me. Okay, I don't know what that means. Watching from Germany. Hello, Germany. He passed the bar twice. Okay, yeah, I did. And you can't take that away from me. If I don't get elected, I passed the bar twice. I have knowledge that I work for, and I'll still have that. And I still have made a major accomplishment. But they tried to not even let me take the bar exam because they thought I wouldn't pass it. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Hello, Chattanooga. Exactly. I'd vote for him too, but he rich. I'm not rich. I'm behind you. I don't have any. I looked. Yeah, I watch out for my safety. There's dirty government people after me. They don't like what I'm saying. Christopher Bridges, W4Q, got Purple Hearts. That's right, independent. Think for yourself. That sounds like a buck. Okay. Exactly what I've been saying. That's right, Cato. And let's see here. How you doing, friend? Love the Tennessee pride. You wearing East Coast Tennessee pride. Thank you. Useful idiots. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Has them use money and kickbacks to get where he is now. That's exactly true. See, not everybody's an idiot. That's exactly right. They buy government power. Are you going to cry? It's okay. You get them next time, champ. No, I'm not crying. I didn't lose anything. You don't understand. I mean, you don't have the battle plan that I have. You don't understand. I'm not crying. I haven't lost. I won. I just explained that to you. And let me explain it again. I didn't lose anything. I was willing to give a JD, a doctor of jurisprudence. I'm a doctor in the law. I was willing to give that to Knoxvillians, and that's not all for $24,000 a year. I was willing to give my emergency management training. I made an A in a class. You know, emergency management is kind of an important issue. It's because it has a lot to do with. Tell him, Mr. Charlie. I'm telling him. You know, you look at California. You know, it burned to the ground. And Gavin Newsom, isn't this funny? And I mean, it's not really funny. It's kind of sick. It's sad. And he might have a chance of winning. Gavin Newsom is running. Yeah, like, share, comment. Gavin Newsom has said he's considering running for president of the United States. You know, California almost burned to the ground at the hands of Gavin Newsom. And he's considering running for president, and there's actually people who would vote for him. He didn't have his fire extinguisher. He didn't have his fire hydrants working. They didn't have the water in them. He's the manager over the resources, emergency management. And Gavin Newsom was presiding over people getting killed, a horrible incident in California. He didn't have his fire extinguishers working. You know, it does take a genius in emergency management. And this is Gavin Newsom. He's gonna, you know, he didn't have those fired up fires all over the place. They had fires all the time. And this is how, you know, people vote for him. He's running for president probably. Gavin Newsom in a place where they know they have fires. I mean, this is simple. It's not high science. It's just basic, simple stuff. You don't have to have an emergency management degree to know that, hey, you have fires in an area. Fires have been in California for years and years and years. It's not nothing new. It's not something. What kind of emergency might we have? We might have fires. We've had them in the past. And Gavin Newsom's over this stuff. He's supposed to be thinking about this stuff. But he's in a nice suit, got a slick tongue, convincing people, vote for me, I'm good for you. Gavin Newsom, get your damn fire hydrants working. It's part of your responsibility to protect the public. He can't even do basic government functions, and he's going to run for president. Boy, I hope he don't win. It's propaganda. They prop him up. Basic common sense. If you have fires in the area, I got an emergency management degree, but it doesn't take that to figure out. If you have fires, emergency management, you look for emergencies that you may have, situations that come up. If you're in an area that has a lot of tornadoes, then you build houses and make places that are safe from tornadoes. You plan ahead before they get there. You don't build flimsy houses and say what the hell happened when people get killed. That's emergency management. You plan that ahead of time. I mean, that's basic stuff. There's a little more to emergency management. I took a class in that. That's about public safety. That's a basic public function of government officials. If you can't do that, if you can't do that, and he hasn't done it in the past, why in the hell would anybody consider voting for that dangerous man? And they do all the time. They vote for dangerous people because they convince you through social stratification. He's on the upper echelon. He's got a suit. He's the governor now. So obviously he's beneficial to society. He wasn't very beneficial to put out a fire because he didn't even have the fire extinguishers working. They weren't watered up. And it's something they should have known about. They should have known about. That's an example of social stratification. How he gets everything, and he's inept. And he's on the news talking about running for president. If you want to vote for him, God help us. God help this country. So, here in Knoxville, my history, and I know they lie about it. I get that. They lie about me because I'm shining the light on them, exposing them for the rats and creeps they are, for the people that don't know anything about how to run the government. They're just big fancy stars. They're rock stars. They're wonderful, beautiful people, and they get privileges, and they want their privileges. They don't care if you get burned to the ground. They don't care about anything but themselves. You won't hear this anywhere else. People in government power, they don't care. They got the system set up to benefit them at your expense. They got their fire extinguishers working in their part of the town, and so they can get elected. And if you won't vote for them, they want you to burn to the ground. They don't care about human life. They care about their life. And they go to church and call themselves Christian and do all this stuff to hoodoo you and to buffalo you. But look at what's going on. California burned to the ground. We have major disasters in Texas. Hundreds of children were killed. They know they had floods. Why didn't they prepare for it? Emergency management. They're inept people, and they'll still get elected. They'll still, because of social stratification. That's the way the system is designed. And people, I bet, wondered why I had a picture of a fire extinguisher in one of my other videos. Look it up. It's because that people that don't even know how to have water going to fire extinguishers, adequate water going to fire extinguishers, are in our government offices right now. They don't have water going to fire extinguishers on your part of town because they don't want to spend the money. Trust me, where they live and where they're at is perfectly safe. They got the best experts working on it. They got people like me working on their stuff that know what the hell they're doing. And so in this Knoxville election that just happened, the lady that once not even a Vol fan, I mean, Vol Nation, come on now, go Vols. I'm just saying, if you're not a Vol fan, what the hell are you doing in Knoxville? I'm not saying burn a cross in their yard, but Vols are kind of important to me. And the way they're being taught is crooked as hell. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. That's why they're losing right now. It's because social stratification. They're putting bad influence on the sidelines. So there's a person that won more votes. I'm the best qualified on the ballot, the best public safety. I would have had those fire extinguishers charged up had I been in California. The city wouldn't have burned to the ground. California wouldn't have burned to the ground because I have an emergency management training. I have a history of protecting and saving lives. Now, their social stratification will tell you that I'm a deadly, dangerous person, but that's a lie. That's part of what they do. The exact opposite of what they say is the truth. They're liars. They're deceitful. They're benefiting them. While somebody's, and you even, the mass population, while you're benefiting them, while you're protecting and saving lives, or doing whatever you can prosperous for society, that if you go against them and say, wait a minute, now, something needs to be done about you. You're not doing what you should be doing. And I'm doing all the work and just giving it to you for nothing. And you ought to start doing your job. At least give me a fair shake. At least be fair. I'm not risking my life and working myself to death and getting killed. And you doing stuff dirty against me. It don't work that way. Excuse me, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going along with your program that only benefits you and makes it hard for me to benefit the public. If you go against them, then they will defame you. They will put you in your place they think it's your place, it's a place you don't belong, that is for them and against you and against the public. So somebody got more votes than somebody with a JD. That was a criminal that ran from the law. Somebody that a police car pulled up behind them, turned on blue lights. Instead of stopping, they wouldn't stop. They refused to obey the law, endangered the public, and took off. And they got more votes because of social stratification. Now that's not right. That's insanity. They got more votes. They got more respect. They got more social stratification. They got more privilege. They got more honor. That violated the law. That was dangerous to you. That person could have hit you, killed you. But in his past, he's a convicted felon. He ran from law enforcement. And he got more votes in the Knoxville election because of social stratification. That's crazy as hell. I never ran from any police officer ever in my life. I wouldn't. I would go fight him in a court of law using knowledge and logic like I'm doing to you now. I'm using knowledge and logic, and they would fight me violently and dangerously because they're not for law and order. The people in government power don't give a damn about law and order. They don't care. They'll do whatever it takes to stay in power. If it starves you out, EBT is shut down right now. What do you think about that? So, somebody that ran from law enforcement committed a felony. Everybody agrees. When blue lights are behind you, we made it law. That's a good law. You should stop. It gets drunks off the road. It provides for public safety. Somebody that didn't provide for public safety has a history of not providing for public safety. Got more votes, got more respect because of social stratification, because of their lies, because they lifted a criminal up. And somebody that got more drunk people off the road provided for more public safety, according to statistics, than anybody in the whole state of Tennessee. Now, you can argue with that all you want to. Go right ahead. Hey, done that, been there, didn't get a cookie for it. Did it for public safety. When I was on the road, the fatality rate was down. I saved lives. Well, I wasn't running from cops saying, I'm not going to take my ticket, I'm not going to do that. I was out risking my life, could have been killed. The number one reason officers are killed is when they're making an arrest, taking somebody's freedom away from them, causing them to get killed justifiably. Somebody's drunk, don't need to be out on the road, and officers trying to remove them for their own safety. A lot of times they get killed by drunk drivers. They'll shoot them and kill them while they're trying to serve the public. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous occupation. And while I was doing that, endangering myself for the public benefit, their social stratification says that you stood up against us. You pointed out that we don't care about public safety, so we're going to show the public a lie. And I got less votes because the government lies than somebody that ran from police. I mean, they literally fired me and made a hero out of an extremely intoxicated drunk driver. And while my life was at risk, sat in offices and defamed me. That's called social stratification. Works real well for them. It don't work real well for you. It don't. It's, everything they tell you, 99.9% if it's coming from the government is a dirty lie. That's designed, orchestrated, programmed to benefit them, and not just benefit them, it's your hard work that benefits them. Your vote is destructive towards you, and it benefits them, and that's what you've done here in Knoxville. And I'm just pointing that out, that somebody that violated the law. I've never been convicted of any crime. Never, not one time have I ever been convicted of any crime. Now, they have charged me with crimes, arrested me to pin him up, see he's a criminal, and lied about me because of social stratification. That's the way the system works. That's the way their stratification system works. If you stand up against them, shine light on them, they will say, hey, he's a criminal, even if you're not. Even if you're not, and I'm not. All I'm saying today, and I bet the FBI, TBI, and all law enforcement agencies, even legislators, and a lot of prosecutors are listening to me, waiting for me to say, let's charge up there and do something violent. I'm not going to say that. I don't believe in that. I say vote, V-O-T-E, vote for the right persons. Don't vote the way you're doing. Don't vote according to their social stratification. Because those people in the nasty courthouse, those people at the county sheriff's department, those people that run the government, they are violent. They are violent. They are dangerous. They will kill you unjustifiably. They will. They'll arrest you for no reason. They'll put you in jail. You say, maybe if I just be quiet, go along with the program, they'll leave you alone. That doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. Because if they get low on resources, if they get low on what they need, then they'll put you in jail while you're out pleasing them and take your stuff. They'll take your yard, they'll take your front yard and tell you that they're going to build a road through your front yard by eminent domain. And a few months later, they don't want people driving on their roads. They'll make it a bicycle trail. They lie. If you believe them, hey, that's your choice. I choose not to. I choose not to believe them because I'm not going along with a program that starves little children, starves the elderly, starves the handicapped, starves people that are working hard to benefit them, and the rich get richer and the poor get executed. And that's a fact, and that's going on, and that's what we're fighting. And if you believe that a person that ran from law enforcement deserves more votes than somebody that has a education, knowledge, and has a history of protecting and saving lives at their own expense. If you believe that, then you're well entrenched in their social stratification that's working well for them. If you want to hear the unpleasant truth that will benefit you, then keep listening. I got it. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a fighter. They're not putting me under. And let me tell you this is real exciting. That's real exciting. We're not losing anything. I didn't lose winning that election. I won a lot, and I'll explain to you why. I'll tell you the numbers. You say, you lost the election, you're crying. That's what somebody said on there. I'm not crying because I lost the election. I'm happy. I was going to give something away for almost free. And I would have worked hard. Would have been better for Knoxville. But the fact that I didn't have to give what I was going to give away for almost free, that's not bad on me. It's like, whew, man, thank you that didn't work out. I mean, it's a blessing. It is a blessing. I knew that when I ran. People ask me, you sure you want to do that? And I was, because I'm a giving, caring person. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. But if people reject what I'm sacrificing, that doesn't bother me any. That's like, man, I tried, and that's a good thing to do. That's all we can do. But if people reject your almost free gift, that's not a sad thing. That's not a sad thing at all. Thank you so much. And I'm not saying don't vote for me in another election. If you do, I'll do a good job. If you don't, it's no threat to me. The program, and I'll show you the program, the fight for what's right goes on, and because of that, election has advanced astronomically. The propagandists are losing bad, very bad, and I'm about to show you when we get down to the bridge how we have advanced astronomically, improved, and it is unreal. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for the many thousands of followers, coming up on 1 million people, and we'll show you the numbers of the social strategists, of the social stratification people that promote social stratification, that promote keeping you down and benefiting them. And we'll show you the major news networks, the data on what they're accomplishing and what Charles Van Morgan and you people, all of you people, thank you, are doing to this social stratification system. We're busting the hell out of it. Excuse my language. We're tearing it all to pieces. Thank you so much. It is a very exciting time. And I'm not a city council person. Thank you so very much. I still got a JD. I still passed the bar. I still tried to go through their system. Their system's never going to work for me. It's never going to work for you. It works for them. Works very well for them. People think the system's broken. It's not broken. It's set up for them, by them, for them, and it's working well. If you don't go along with the program, you're already going to starve. You'll just starve a little bit faster. That's the way they got it set up. The program doesn't work for you. Their program doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for the mass population in America. It doesn't work for the mass population in Tennessee. You got to understand. You got to understand. And if you don't, it doesn't hurt me. I'll be just fine. God will take care of me. God will take care of me and my family. You got to understand that their system is set up to benefit them at your expense. Quite simple. Look around. Is everything good for you? Look at their cars, their houses, their power, enormous power. I mean, they got their names on universities that didn't even go there. Look at their power. It's enormous. Have they done any damn thing to deserve that? No. They got this little rigged program up, this little rigged system up. It's called social stratification. It's not something I made up. People call me crazy. Look for social stratification. It'll explain to you. Other people explain to you the same thing I'm telling you. I just put it in more blatant terms because I'm battle scarred, but not beaten or downtrodden. I'm still in the fight, and people know what I'm talking about. Hey, I'm still in the fight. We're still going forward, and they're getting a little bit scared. They're getting a little bit paranoid, and we're going to step on that. And it's not pretty what I have to do. I wish I didn't have to do it. I really do. I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I didn't, but I do, for your good, for your benefit, because they could at any time, but they're not going to. They're wicked, arrogant people, and they think they deserve everything you got. They think they deserve it. They think it's all right that little children go without food stamps. They excuse it. They think it's all right that little children can't have a candy bar, that poor kids can't have a candy bar and rich kids can because the system has kept poor parents down where they can't afford to give their child a candy bar. And if they get their due by the social system, makes things a little bit fair by spreading food around. I mean, I'm not talking about Great West. By spreading food around, necessities of life for people that work for it, but they've been cheated out of food, and their children are treated out of food. And people literally believe that only rich kids should have candy bars or Coca-Cola. I mean, if you believe that, then you just need to go on, because I can't. And they think that it's getting little children fat. Well, what about rich kids? They get plenty of candy bars and Cokes. Are you worried about rich kids too? No, you're just worried about taking a candy bar from a little child. If you're that sick and pathetic, then, you can stay on here and listen if you want to, but I'm going to call you sick and pathetic, because there's nothing wrong with a little child that has their parents on welfare because Mr. Haslam has ripped them off because he don't pay them right, and because their parents can't afford food on their own because they're not paid fairly. There's nothing wrong with them getting EBT and buying their child a candy bar or buying their child a Coca-Cola. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe that there is. Now, if they've convinced you that there is, they're saying little kids are fat and all this false propaganda, you go right on and believe that. I don't. Now, obviously, if they're eating too many candy bars or drinking too many Cokes, that's wrong, but there's nothing wrong with a little child getting EBT, getting food stamps that their parents get, and buying them a candy bar. And they want to convince you that. Why? They want to convince you that because they want control and they want to cut back on a resource that they owe people. They owe people. The reason why people don't have the money to buy food is because they're working very hard, and all their money is going to the billionaires, and all the money is going to the rich people, so they don't have enough food. It's not because they don't work hard enough. They don't have enough food to buy because all the billionaires are taking their money, where they work real hard and they don't have enough food to eat. And if they were paid according to their work and value, they could afford to pay cash and buy their own kid a food, a candy bar or a Coke, and wouldn't have to use food stamps. Now, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, at least listen to me. Does it make any sense to you at all? It's called social stratification. Look it up in a sociology handbook. It's real important knowledge and information that you need to know. Look around, it'll explain to you why things are happening the way they are. That's what sociology is about. Why is there injustice? Why is there unfairness? Why do people in government power have all the power? Why is their daddy and their daddy's daddy in government power and you don't have a chance to get elected to any damn thing because of social stratification. That is a system set up, designed by them, perpetrated by them against you to keep them in power, them with all your wealth. They got all your wealth. It's not their wealth. They don't deserve all that. There's no person in the world that's worth billions of dollars. They haven't worked that hard to get that much money. They have taken what other people have worked for, what other people deserved, exploited it, and put it in their bank, in their pocket, and taken it away so much that people can't even afford to eat. They're working so hard for these rich billionaires that pay people a vast amount of money, these public relations experts that prop them up to be rock stars, put their name on educational buildings, name college courses after them, praise them to high heaven, while they're starving you to death and you're giving them money to make themselves look good. I mean, really, if you can't see that, if you can't comprehend that, if you can't look at that, look around and see that, then I can't help you. It's pretty damn obvious. All you have to do, and thinking is hard. It's hard work. All you have to do is think about things. And it's not that complicated. It's really not. You're on your way to work today. How much taxes do you pay? How hard do you have to work? How about your boss? People that sit at the top of these government buildings, these people that got elected, how hard do they work? They work pretty hard sometimes against you for their own benefit. It's just a little sick game to them. They think you're a joke. They think you're funny. They think you'll never wake up. They think you'll never get a term in sociology that's called social conscious. Social conscious. That's where the mass populace starts believing and starts seeing that we need to change things. This ain't working. And it's not working. It's not working for you. It's working for only the small few. So we're almost to the bridge. We'll look at some of these numbers that don't lie and refute some of their lies. And you can just look at the data for yourself. People say, I don't have any proof. Yeah, I got all the proof in the world. They got all the lies. And I'm about to tell you, you won't hear this anywhere else, Charles Van Morgan Show. Unbridled news, pure, unadulterated truth. I'm not owned by them. I have more education than they ever dreamed of having. I have more knowledge. I have more knowledge than they ever dreamed of having. And I know what I'm talking about. And they know what they're talking about too. That's the reason why they hate me. That's the reason why they like to kill me. And they might take a shot at it. I don't know. I don't know. Blow me right into heaven. You know, I'll do what God wants me to do. And I'm not worried or frightened about anything. They are, not me. I put my trust in God Almighty. And I don't put my trust, I don't build up treasures for myself on earth. I try to build up treasures in heaven. Sometimes I'm not very good at it. I'm not worried about anything. Dr. Martin Luther King said that, didn't he? I'm not worried about anything. Charles Van Morgan ain't worried about anything. You know what I do when I worry about stuff? I pray about it. I pray about it. You know, that's one of the hardest things is when you see the travesty in humanity. The stuff's going on about the rich getting richer and the poor getting prison and the poor getting executed. And you think about the injustices that you go through and other people go through. And you fight and it's hard to deal with. And you get a few rounds and you get a few yards and then you're knocked back a few feet. And you run for office and get less than somebody that's a convicted felon. You know, it's real funny how obvious the mistreatment and the deception is. It's not hard to figure out. That's just total craziness. And it's because they've set it up that way. They lie to you enough times and expect you to believe it. But the hardest thing, and I'll tell you what the hardest thing, and I'll tell you how to overcome that. Hardest thing to look around and see all this stuff and be able to deal with it and be able to say that I'm not afraid of anything, that I'm okay. then I'm okay. I'll tell you how I do that and suggest to you how you should do that. And we'll continue to talk about social stratification. It's why you're not getting anywhere. You're never going to get anywhere under this system that they got set up for you. You're never going to. You know, the myth that you can work hard and reach great heights and benefit and be successful, that's a lie. That's a lie for the mass populace. It's not true. Keep working at it. Keep working your fingers to the bone. You know what you get? Bony fingers. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid, you'll end up dead. Because they're not drinking the Kool-Aid. And they'll have you doing whatever you want to do. They want you to do. They'll have you stand on your head in the corner and lie to you and tell you that's a benefit to you if you don't behave. You better behave. And even if you behave, you're not going to get anywhere. There's only one answer. There's only one answer. And I'm about to tell you what that is. And just in a second. And we'll see how many people we got in here. We'll continue the dialogue. I'm just telling you the truth. It's not pretty. And they could change their tune at any time and go the other direction and do what benefits society if they wanted to in any direction. And when they change and start doing stuff to benefit society, then I will say that. I will tell you the truth. I won't lie. I'll tell you the damn truth. I'm a person that cares about humanity. They are not. I'll tell you the truth. But the truth is they won't stop. Let's see how many people we got on here. We'll continue this dialogue. Thank y'all so very much. You're part of the success. You're part of the movement. So vote, voters of Tennessee Enraged. Let's see what we got in here now. So we got quite a few, not that many, but quite a few. Like, share, comment, and tell them, Mr. Charlie, I'm behind you. Yeah. But he rich, I'd vote for him. Thank you. People delete messages. So like, share, comment. Hey, Goofy, you never fought a fire the size that ravaged the area. You should know water pressure and water volumes aren't the same thing. Okay. So water at a fire, burning trees and stuff would not have made any difference. And hey, go with it. I mean, water would help a fire. Some fires it won't, but it would have saved a lot of lives. If there's a huge fire, I'd jump in the river, stay in the river. It won't burn the river. So try to convince people that water and water pressure won't make any difference. That's a real good argument. Yeah, you vote for Gavin Newsom, ain't you? Okay, go right ahead. So we're talking about social stratification. It's sad, but could be true. He does old glasses out and rambling about political nonsense. Okay, political nonsense. Put your degrees on there, and Mr. Goodman, and put who the hell you are, and quit hiding behind YouTube and get out here on the sidewalk and do something. It's not political nonsense. It's the truth. It's called social stratification. Look it up in a sociology textbook. And that's what they want you to believe, that anybody that fights against them is nonsense because they want to keep it the way they got it. That's not political nonsense. That's the honest truth about things. So you're full of it, trying to back up a false system. Go ahead. What kind of job you got that you don't do nothing, that you benefit people in power? And thank you for helping the algorithm. Tell them, Mr. Charlie. Tell them I am Mr. Charlie K. Foster 2002. We appreciate you. I'm going to tell them, with my life at risk, I'm going to tell every damn one of them. Last week, Mr. Kings the Week fed me EBT. He's gone wild. Get your job. I do have a job. Go Vols, preach the word, brother. Thank you. I do have a job. You can have 2 or 3 jobs. That's not going to make any difference. You got to have 3 jobs because several of your jobs, about 2.5 of your 3 jobs, are used to pay taxes to billionaires that don't even need the money, that are just getting a huger and huger bank account. Did you know that the separation between the rich and the poor is going up astronomically? Why does somebody deserve $1 billion? What have they done to benefit society that they're worth billions of dollars? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. They need to spread the wealth. This is so stupid I won't listen to any more of it. Okay, don't. You don't have to. I'm gonna tell you what, I'll put it on here some more. Let's go, Mr. Charles. Thank y'all. Boy, I got a lot of support in here. I'm speaking the truth to power and telling y'all like it is. So stop paying taxes on what you already own. Stop paying taxes to have the government manage your retirement. We have to pay taxes. We have to, or NYC is blue. NJ has been blue as long as I remember, and you have voted blue since 2008, hardly a blue wave. So why do people take pictures of comments? So I can read them later and get an idea of what the consensus of people are saying and think about what they're saying and listen to people, because I listen to people, that's why. Because I don't have access to it after the live stream has ended, and I want to pay attention to what people are saying, and that's why. It's not hard to comprehend. So let's get across the road here and show you some numbers. Charles Van Morgan Live, boots on the ground, talking about social stratification. So it's a foggy day. Be careful going to work. Oh, you baby. Amen, brother. Thank y'all so very much. And we're going to show you some numbers about a real exciting thing about how we're winning. I didn't get elected to the city council, but there's several reasons why I ran for city council. One of the reasons why I ran for city council, look at this traffic backed up. That's what the government's doing to you. Right here in Knoxville, this is the government. I've got traffic backed up for miles. Look at this. Because they got this bridge. It's the government, and you all voted for the city of Knoxville government. People in power that back up people that have closed down this bridge to make it harder for you to go to work because of social stratification. Because it doesn't make it harder for them to go to work. It makes it harder for you to get to work. They got a way to get to work. Well, they ain't got to wait in this long line of traffic. If they did, the bridge would be opened up like that. South Knoxville is not the richest part of Knoxville. All the resources go, all your hard-working resources go. You're waiting in this long line to get to work to benefit them. And you just voted for that. You just voted for that. You just voted to wait in line, have to work a little harder to go to work, to pay more taxes to benefit them. Thank the good Lord in heaven that people didn't vote for the tax increase, but they voted for people that were for the tax increase. They voted the tax increase down, but voted for people that were telling people, gave people power that were telling you to vote for the tax increase. So what part of do you not understand that they didn't agree with you when you voted for them? So when they get in power, they're in power. You put them in power. So when they're in power, they're going to do things that you don't agree with. What part of that do you not understand? It's called social stratification. It sets up people in power that work against you and don't benefit you. And we're going to the end of the bridge. Hang on with me. And we're going to discuss and show you some numbers, show you something real exciting, that this movement is taking off, and their propaganda is not mattering that much. We're blowing the hell out of the major news channels. Charles Van Morgan Show is blowing the hell out of these major news shows. We're getting more public attention all over the world, getting to talk about real issues and real problems and real truth, unbridled, about social issues that affect you. We're getting the truth out more than what they ever imagined, more than these lamestream media that have all kinds of equipment, all kinds of money, all kinds of ads. We're getting out the word better than they are. Broadcasting live on the Henley Street Bridge every morning and going to news scenes. We're doing more good than they ever dreamed of. And I'm about to show you some numbers. Some of the news channels that ran me down, that said false stuff about me, that I fought them back. I don't care who you are. You say bad stuff about me, when I can get my shot in, symbolically, TBI, FBI, symbolically, I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'll run you down. I'll tell the truth about you. So I'm a fighter. I won't take your stuff. I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised with a daddy. So those people are angels when you need help. Emergency medical professionals. And if you've ever been in a situation or seen a situation where somebody needed help, those people are angels. And that's part of social stratification, is they're not paid like they should be paid. You have a lot of people in government power over there at the building that you can't see, which is good. You can't see it now. You shouldn't be able to see it. That's what, there's a facade that they're good. They're covering that facade up. That fog's a good semblance of what they do. They don't want you to see what's going on at that crooked building. They want you to see the smoke screen. They want you to see the fog. They want you to believe the lies. They don't want you to see what's really going on. It's a smoke screen. It's fog. They want you to crash. They don't want you to see what's going on behind closed doors. Those emergency medical professionals, those people that work at hospitals, those trauma units, are angels sent from heaven on the face of the planet to do what God wants people to do God's work, and that is keep people alive. That's God's work. God wants people to stay alive. God don't want people killed. These people in power don't care if you're killed or not. They make it such a dangerous world, it's even dangerous for themselves. I talk to people like Ted Hall when Channel 10 News finally let me on their news channel. So I give them credit for that. I got about 3 minutes to put out a little truth. Look up what I said. I still stand by it today. I got out my truth about the government. That's what we're fighting. We are fighting people in government power. That's the problem. They set up a system of social stratification that benefits them at your expense. I got that on Channel 10 News after I had to argue and fight and strategize and plan. I finally got some live news airtime. Look up the show. And I talked to Ted Howell, the man that does the weather for Channel 10 News. And there's other great people that do the news, that do the weather. And they're doing God's work. That's what I told him. He's doing God's work. They warn you about major weather events that can impact your life. When they have a major weather event coming through Knoxville, he'll get on the radio, he'll get on television, and they'll have a special broadcast, and he'll tell you warnings. Lifesavers. He's a lifesaver. That's what I told him. And I'm not, and a lot of those weather people, I haven't met a lot of the other ones. I met him. I tell you, I got a great impression from him meeting him in person. A lot of people you hate, if you ever meet them in person and listen to the things they say and take into account what they do, not everybody's bad. Those weather people will save your life. We're talking about emergency management. They're like similar to these ambulance people. Not as much danger as these ambulance people. These ambulance people are angels from heaven, the lives they save. And if you're an emergency medical professional, if you are working the trauma unit at a hospital, UT in particular, as many bad things as there is about some hospitals, thank you all so very much. From the bottom of my heart, Charles Van Morgan, thank those people. They're angels from God. They do God's work. Like the weather people, warn you about bad incidences. And that's not social stratification. That's them doing God's work. And I appreciate them. When they come on the radio and or the television, they're warning you about a major weather event that could kill you. Listen to them. Listen to what they're telling you and take measures. I'm not saying be afraid, but those people are angels from heaven that work out here, emergency medical professionals and people in the trauma units. And these people that do the weather, they're doing God's work. And that's what I told Ted Hall. Very nice man. And thank you all for what you do. Not everything's bad. And when it's good, I'll call it out. But from the bottom of my heart, from the Charles Van Morgan Show, we thank you all. and encourage people to listen to these people, that it's a form of government, better on the bottom rung, that do a lot of hard work and don't get benefit from it like they should. So we thank them. So we're about on the edge of the bridge, and we're going to go over some of this paperwork, to show you some exciting news. Stay with me about how we're progressing. We're not losing anything. They are. They're losing some of their credibility, losing some of their lives. I'm excited about things, and I'll tell you about what I mentioned earlier, how I deal with things. You look around how bad things are, and how to deal with that in a very good, prosperous way. So we're at the edge of the bridge. Like, share, comment, and remember when Kamala won. Okay, we'll read some of the comments. Remember what? This man didn't have dementia. I ain't got dementia. I just passed the bar exam a few days ago, so I guess a man with dementia can pass the Tennessee bar exam, right? Have you ever passed the bar exam? Do you have any education? Listen to people that are running me down and ask yourself why they're running me down. So there's the chime at the church. And so well, there's a little accident over there. So here's what we're up against. This is a news show that just a few days ago ran me down to dirt, said false stuff about me, lied. I sat down and spent my time with these people on this news thing. And it wasn't Channel 10, it wasn't Knoxville News. Actually, Knoxville News did a pretty good story about me. I thank you for that. Almost fair and unbiased. At least they didn't try to slaughter me. This news channel tried to slaughter me. Said bad stuff about me. Well, let me show you the numbers and why they're not getting anywhere with their false news. Look at these numbers right here. This is the past week at 11 views 2 days ago, 11 views, 19 views 9 days ago, 16 2 weeks ago, 42 views 3 weeks ago, 34 views 4 weeks ago. So that's how many people that they're reaching. So keep running me down, fake news channel. I'm not even going to mention their name. I'm not going to give them my advertisement on my show. I'm just going to say this is a news show that said false stuff about me. And you can look it up there. It's all over the place. A bunch of lies. And this is the reach. You know, they're talking to a lot of people. You better yell real loud. You're not getting very far. This is their YouTube channel. And now look at this right here. Mine side by side right here. Right here side by side. And this is the exciting part right here. Look at this right here. This is their reach. 11 views. 26,000. Hey, liar. 11 people listen to a liar. 26,000 people listen to me. 12 hours ago. So that's on 15,000. 19 views. 27,000. 6 views. Wow, they're lying. Their lies getting out, ain't it? 19,000. 42 views. Wow, they hit the jackpot. 42. Look at this. 26,000. 34 views. So the liars will be friars. The liars ain't getting very far, are they? Hey, liar. That's about a joke. You're a lying joke. Nobody's listening to you. I ain't even got to tell you shut up. Keep on. There's 11 people listening. Those are probably people that are on my team that believe what I'm saying, just trying to listen to your lies to get information from you. 11 people in your last video listen to your lies. What a joke you are, trying to make me out to be a joke. What a joke you are. What a joke. Nobody believes your lies. They're starting to believe them less. So I ran for public office, offering my services, getting a knock on doors and say, hey, I'm Charles Van Morgan, this is what I'm about. And it was either to win the office and provide my services for almost nothing, to sacrifice. I don't have to sacrifice. And people think I'm upset. I'm not upset. I was giving away a JD. I worked hard for that. To Knoxvillians for nothing. You all decided that you didn't want a free lunch. I offered it to you. That doesn't bother me. I'm glad. I need to do other stuff. And you can get your people that don't know how to protect you all you want to, don't have emergency management training, social stratification, they set it up that way. Our aim is very successful. It is to put out information to the public, to you right now, and we're getting the message out. We're getting the message out about how crooked the system is. We're getting the message out about social stratification, how it works against you and benefits them. It worked against you in this election. I would have benefited you. Social stratification got somebody else elected. The other goal was to get the message out about that. More than just Knoxville. Knoxville is rampant people that are a lot of fools in this city, and they believed a lot of lies. Go with it. I don't care. There's a lot of people all over the world. Knoxville's a little city compared to the whole world. I am beating the hell out of these people. Even the major news channels in Knoxville. The major news channels in Knoxville. The ABC, CBS, NBC, the local news channels, the highest ones have about, on their news channels, on their high shows, are getting about 50,000 views on their shows. And I'm not just talking about YouTube. On their television shows, I'm beating them on YouTube easily. But on their shows, they're getting their live broadcasts are getting about 50,000 views when they broadcast lives from their studios with all their money, all their ads, all their professional actors, their news people. And I've met them. Some of them are nice. It's not them. They're doing what they're paid to do. They got to make a living. I understand that. Some of them are creeps. Channel 8 News, I wouldn't listen to that creep news station. I tried to talk to them and ask them why they wrote a bad story about me, and they told me to get off their property, so I'll get off their property. Channel 8 News is the worst news channel in Knoxville. They're lowest on the totem pole. There's a reason for that. But the highest news channels, now get this, the highest news channels get about 50,000 viewers all at one time when they're broadcasting. They get about 50,000 views. Their highest peak, they're broadcasting about 50,000 people that are watching. And that's people that just have the TV set on, they're not paying attention, they're not interacting. I got one video live broadcast that got 43,000 views. And that's 43,000, and a lot of them are interacting with the conversation, interacting with the show. So I'm getting almost as many and more people that are really paying attention than the major news channels in Knoxville. So I lost the election, boo-hoo people. I'm winning in the effort to get the message out. These people in public power are very aware of that. You don't think they know that? You don't think they're going to try to start fighting back? Bring it on. Public exposure will be your demise. Will be your demise is what it'll be. Leave me the hell alone. Let me speak. Go to your news channels and put out your false propaganda to 50,000 people that ain't even really paying attention to it, because we as a movement, power to you, the people movement, vote. Voters of Tennessee enraged and encouraged. That's how we're getting out power to you, the people, through vote. Are advancing astronomically at an astonishing rate. Evidently, the truth has power and can overcome their social stratification, can overcome their dirty lies. So I'm not the problem, never have been the problem. We are the answer. We're not the problem. The mass population is the answer. You're not the problem. And people in Knoxville believe their lies. Good luck to you. I would have had your fire extinguishers working. I would have had your public safety effective. I would have had you been able to go down the street without being in fear of rape, robbed, or mugged. I would have had this courthouse under a little better control. I would have had the Gay Street Bridge open. I would have had your taxes lowered. I would have had more people coming to Knoxville. I would have been a benefit to y'all. But y'all decided that you knew better, so go with it. Hey, that's democracy at its worst, ain't it? You can vote for whoever you damn well please. And anybody that damn well pleases can listen to Charles Van Morgan on his YouTube show. And thank y'all so very much. You're sure doing it. And people in power, ha ha ha. Hey, we're moving forward. That was part of the plan to run for public office. to be able to knock on doors, try to get elected, to give my free services. And the other issue was to get more public attention, to get a broadcast, and to people all over the state, all over the world. And we thank you so very much. The movement is advancing. It didn't go anywhere. It just saved me from a lot of heartache having to give my services away for free. So thank you, Knoxville, for not doing that. So social stratification is closing down hospitals. Closing down hospitals. Tennessee, 15 on the list in rural areas. They got their hospitals open. In Knoxville, they voted for conformity. They voted in a study. People were asked in a group of people to choose which line was the longest. Everybody but one in the group were told to choose B, that was the longest line. Obviously, it's not. A is. The people in the group chose B, and the one that wasn't privy, that wasn't told to choose B, obviously A's longer, chose B, went along with the crowd. In Ash's experiment, they conformed. So people in Knoxville conformed. Hey, they actually chose C, the smallest of the people. I'm going to go along with A. It's the longest line. That's the truth. And I'm going to tell you the truth. They're going to lie to you. So they lie about me. And they spread the word during this campaign that I'm dangerous and violent, and that I got arrested, and that I caused people's death. This is not true. When I was on the road as a trooper, this is numbers. When I was on the road as a trooper, the fatality rate was going up. I got on the road, and this is less people killed. It's on the way down. On the way down, 2011, right here. 2011, when they took my job away from me, right here. Less people getting killed. They took my job away from me, went up. More people got killed because I was out on the road doing my damn job. I was out on the road doing my job. They say that I killed people. I was saving lives. They lied. Social stratification. Wouldn't matter how hard I worked. I didn't benefit them. They've even made it more dangerous to them. Since I haven't been on the road, one of the people that took me off the road, look at this, one of the people took me off the road, got hit by a drunk driver. Serious wreck. Lucky she didn't get killed. Got hit by a drunk driver that I could have took off the road. How dangerous are these people? This is their social stratification, their propaganda, that they put this out, and I'm putting the truth out to almost 1 million people. So we're advancing. This is the truth. This is what you need to hear. They say I'm dangerous. I'm beneficial to you. What you're hearing right now will help you. It's good for you. It's not necessarily good for me. I can go do something else. Trust me, I might. Support the channel, support the movement, support your movement, the populist movement. What's good for you, not what's good for this man. Committed fraud by pursuing a fake case. You paid for an expert to lie against you. You paid for his expert to damage you. Caused the release of hundreds of drunk drivers that even hurt her. He caused that to happen to one of their own. Committed fraud by pursuing a fake case. I paid for my expert. That was his expert. It was really his. Testified in my favor. Your tax dollars paid thousands for his liars, and the crooked Tennessee judges got promoted for putting the weight of law on lies. They will lie on you too. Caused the release of hundreds of drunk drivers. As a result, more people were killed, and one of their own even injured. They created an environment. That's even dangerous for them. There's some sick people in government power, some sick, dangerous people. Now they're lying to you, and I'm telling you the truth and getting out the message. The plan's working well. Thank you all so very much for listening. They got their liars on here, and they got their people that vote for them, Mr. Steve Sacapone. They got illegal aliens and enemies of the people of Tennessee in position of power in Tennessee government over you. They got people in power over you. They got people in power over you that don't have this right here. They don't have this right here. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. This man right here, he's promoted to a lieutenant now. This is their propaganda. This is good for you, standing behind somebody that's promoted because of his daddy. That's their social stratification. Put him in his place. Put him in power, colonel. I went to the same academy he did. He is a Tennessee State trooper. He's a lieutenant now. Their social stratification, their system, the way they got it arranged, made him. He's a lieutenant now. He's got lieutenant bars. He's got power over you. You know what he don't have? He don't have this. He don't have a birth certificate. From Fort Oak, Georgia, John M. Morrison Hospital. I was born on August 18th, 1964. He doesn't have a birth certificate. He's got power over you, born in another country. Social stratification put him in a position of power, and they can give him power. They can give him power, and they do give themselves power. They can't give themselves a birth certificate, so they weren't even born in this country. And the social stratification system elevates them up to positions of power, and they convince you that he's good for you. He's a foreigner in power, wasn't even born here, has no right to be here. He's good for you. We'll give him everything he wants because he's good for us. But somebody that's got this, that's born here, that won't put up with his baloney, is not good for you. So we'll bring them all in by the truckloads. This don't matter. Their system matters. So what do you want? You want people with a birth certificate? Born in the USA? I was born in the USA. Were you born in America? The people over you in government power weren't born in America. That's a picture of somebody who wasn't born in America. He's a lieutenant with THP. That's their false system. I'm telling you the truth. That's what this channel does. Almost 1 million people. I'm telling you the truth. The people in power are bad for you. They weren't even born here. They don't care if they're born here. They want people to rule over you, to advance their system that's good for them and against American citizens. They're taking over our damn country. Let it go. Hey, I'll be just fine. I can protect myself. I'm trying to protect you from them. They're trying to destroy me. You ain't got it done, and you ain't gonna get it done. God is on my side. I won't fear what man can do to me. I won't fear what foreigners that invaded the country through their system of stratification can do to me. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. We got THPP standing on the sidelines of Tennessee football games. How's that working out? This guy right here, he's a captain with THPP. Now, he committed a crime. He shot at somebody from a moving vehicle. Tried to kill somebody in a car. Could have hit you. Against policy, against the law. He promoted him. His daddy promoted him. There's social stratification. Who's your daddy? Not what job you do. As long as they're on the sidelines of U2 games, we won't win. Their social stratification system is wrong. You don't get something for nothing, and it benefits society. It benefits you. It don't benefit society. That captain right there, and I worked with him, he's a complete total babbling idiot. He made 2 or 3, 4 or 5 drunk driving arrests a year, protected society very little. I made hundreds. I wiped him off the map as far as job performance. But he worships the brass. He kisses the ring. He does what they want him to do. He doesn't say, wait a minute, y'all are hurting society. They promoted him to captain. They gave him captain's bars. He didn't earn it. He was out on the road, answered a call, and somebody fled from him. And instead of safely trying to apprehend him, stop, sticks, all kinds of ways you can apprehend somebody that flees from you. And sometimes there's nothing you can do, they just get away. You make your best effort. You try to get a license plate, try to get an identity of them, go to their house later. I've done that before. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But he opened fire from a moving car on another moving car in violation of the law and the rules. What happened to him? Nothing. So he's standing on the sidelines of UT football games guarding the coach. I talked to somebody at my local Walmart the other day about that. Why ain't he out on the road doing his damn job? They got UT police there. Let them do that because they want to be on the sidelines all fancy and but they're on the sidelines and they're causing UT football team to lose. Now, this is my personal opinion about this. Don't give this as much credence as the other stuff I say, just my personal opinion. But we'll never have a football team that wins with people like this on the sidelines, because they represent stuff given to them. And when you have stuff given to you, you don't work for it, you're not going to be very good at what you do. You haven't earned it. You haven't paid the price. And when he's on the sidelines with captain bars and he portrays the image and puts out the message to people, he got promoted for nothing, then that lets UT football players know, and they just lost last week at home, they just let UT football players know a falsity that you don't have to work hard, you don't have to practice. You can win football games. Wins will be given to you, handed to you. You don't have to work hard. You can win. Look what I got, captain's bars. I didn't earn them. I mean, that's pretty much the image he's portraying, because he doesn't have a degree from UT. He don't deserve no captain bars. He don't have no emergency management training. He doesn't know how to protect the public, but he's a big captain. You don't have to earn anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just show up, look good, and who's your boss, who's your daddy, who you like, kiss the ring, and you go out and win football games. You don't have to practice every day. You don't have to go like Herschel Walker, do 1,000 sit-ups a day, do squats and work hard and be powerful. You don't have to put in the strain and the sweat. If you're a receiver, you ain't got to practice catching 1,000 footballs a day. If I was a receiver, I would catch every day. I would catch a football, have it thrown to me, practice catching, practice every day. I'd carry a football with me all the time. When I played basketball, I used to sleep with a basketball. I shot 8 hours a day. I practiced, work hard. And then I got in the game and had a 40-point game. People think, well, that's just a fluke. No, it wasn't. I practiced all summer long, played sandlot football. I practiced. And he's portraying the image. You don't have to go practice. You don't have to earn nothing. You don't have to go to college to get a degree. You don't have to learn about emergency management. You don't have to do a damn thing. It's given to you. It's free. It's free. You'll win games. You'll get ranked. You'll do whatever. It's free. And then they get on a football team and play Georgia. And Georgia knows ain't nothing free. We practice. We fight like hell. We do it every day before we come to the game. We're not fake. We're the real deal. And even if you think you're going to beat us, we practice long enough. We won't give up. We know what we know. If nothing's given to you, we'll fight back and earn it. And when you have a man like that on the sideline that portrays to the football team that freedom, you'll win no matter what you do, that's a bad influence on the football team, and it teaches them how to lose, because you're not going to win if you don't put in the hard work, dedication, and effort. When the rubber meets the road, when the kickoff is made, nothing's given to you. You better work for it. I worked for UT, and I worked for the Highway Patrol, and they let me go to the sidelines. I got to run out on the sidelines 2 times through the tee, just like he did. Except the reason why they let me, I wasn't a captain, didn't have a rank I should have had, was because I made more drunk driving arrests than any trooper in the state. So they said, we'll give him a few crumbs, and they don't know what that meant to me. That meant a lot to me. What meant more to me was saving people's lives, but I loved running through the tee. I've got a degree from that university, an advanced degree from there. That meant the world to me, to run through that tee with the football game in front of thousands and thousands of fans. And I earned the right to be there. I didn't shoot at a moving car for my moving car and violate the law. I made more arrests, protected more lives, protected those thousands of fans than any trooper in the whole state of Tennessee. I earned my right to be there. The reason why I was there, and other people knew why I was there, because I was a danger to people that were driving drunk. A danger, not in a bad way, a danger they'd go to jail. They knew what I stood for. I earned what I got. I earned my right to be there. This man hasn't earned his right to be there. He ain't earned a damn thing. He shot at a moving car, broke the law. He's the colonel. He ain't earned a damn thing. They're on the side of the football team to try to get clout and prestige instead of out doing their job, and that's what the man at Walmart said. He said, why ain't they out doing their job? UT police can defend them, and they're also influencing the football team. You get something for nothing. You don't get something for nothing. When I was on the football team, when I considered myself to being part of the team, I touched the tee when I went out. I touched the, I'll give my all for Tennessee when I walked out. I got to do that 2 times because of my job performance. They gave me a little crumbs. They didn't give me promotion and let me show other people how to do that. They didn't even let me have under Kim Ogle, they didn't even let me have FTO. They took that away from me, where I could have trained other people how to be successful in saving lives. She took that away. Now she's wanting her brother, Ogle, to be promoted to be elected sheriff. I wouldn't vote for him. I'm telling my family members not to vote for him. When I was on the sidelines, because I deserved to be on the sidelines, look at the numbers, what I did when I was on the sidelines. The team won. We won. University of Tennessee, I was good for the football team. They knew I was there, and they knew, hey, look at him. You work hard, and he stands for that, and he stands for public safety, and we'll win. So get these creeps off the damn sideline. We're going to lose. We'll never be of national prominence when they've got people like this influencing our football team. Take a good look at these people that are adversely influencing the University of Tennessee football team. Those 2 men right there. He stands on the sidelines representing free gifts, go out and play, and Georgia whoops their ass and Georgia whoops his ass. So I'm just telling you the truth. So like, share, and comment. Spread the message. Now that's just my personal opinion, but when I was on the football team, look it up. When I was on the sidelines in a trooper uniform, guarding the coach, I deserved to be there. And when I was there influencing the players, we won both games that I was there. Loser, promoting how to lose. So I'm just telling you the truth about that. And we'll go into the concept of social stratification. It is beyond your control. People in government power rig it for themselves against you. Why is he on the sidelines when he represents giving stuff? Because they rig it. They lift him up to that position. In the real world, it doesn't work for you. But it's rigged. It's rigged. It is beyond your control. People in government power rig it for themselves against you. Stuff's rigged. Stuff's rigged against you. So, and why is this going on? People in sociology, there's the burguese class of modern capitalists who own the means of economic production and employ wage labor, that's me and you, and they own the government, and they own all the resources. That's why they get something for nothing. They own everything, you work for them, you give them the resources, and you're not going to benefit from that. You're not going to benefit from the way they got the system set up. They own stuff, they got the title, and you work for nothing. And we are the proletaire class of modern wage laborers who possess no means or production and must sell our labor in order to survive. So they're paying us penny wages. They own the government. They own the tax system. They own the means of production. They own the government. They own the media. They own the propaganda. They own elections. You can't get an honest politician elected. You can't get an honest person in government service that's going to represent you. They own the propaganda machine that'll say, no, that person's bad. That's what they did to me. They own the tax system. You pay taxes, and the rich don't have to pay their taxes. They don't pay taxes like you do. Mr. Haslam owns the government. When he was in the government, Mr. Haslam, it's got his name on the UT College of How to Rip People Off. He got in the governor's office because he bought the office. He bought it. He paid money and bought it. Bought his reputation. Bought people to say he's a good person. Bought privilege and power. And when he was in government office, and this is what they do all over the United States of America, when he was in government office, he ended his tax. He ended his taxes. He made it where he didn't have to pay taxes. and he raised your taxes. There was an inheritance tax that's only for the super rich, the rich people like him. And it's only fair if you have that much money, you're not worth that much money, that you give it back to the people that you exploited it from. It's a fair system. They won't tell you that. They'll say it's socialism. It's not socialism to give people what they work for, what they earn. That's not socialism. What is socialism, and I don't believe in socialism, what socialism is what they're doing to you, is they're getting something for nothing. That's socialism, and that's what they're doing. They're getting your hard work, dedication, and effort, flipping the financial system around, not paying taxes, getting stuff for you, from you, and they're not paying. They're not paying. So the inheritance tax is a way to level out the playing field a little bit, but when he was in government power, he used the government power, and that's what they do. They use government power, and I guarantee you they'll use government power, the people that they've elected in the Knoxville City Council, to benefit them, not you, for the most part. Maybe not every one of them. I hope and pray that they don't. But Mr. Haslam ended his taxes. He ended the inheritance tax. It was set up for him to pay back some to people that he exploited. The inheritance tax was a fair tax that compensated where he had to pay part of his socialism. He got socialism. He got money for nothing. So it was a way to level out the playing field where he had to pay his fair share. But he made it more socialism for him, where he didn't got to pay a inheritance tax. Ended that, using his position in government power to end his tax. And then he raised your tax. He raised your gas tax substantially. That continues to go up every year. So these people in government power get power through falsehood, through lies, through money that they've exploited out of you to buy government power. And then when they're in government power, they make rules and laws and end their taxes and make it better for them. Social stratification works real well. They got it down to an art, and damages you, the working class, the hard working class. We're talking about right now the little old lady down the street, or the little old man down the street that worked hard all his life for Mr. Haslam, that he didn't pay them enough to buy food, and the food stamp program, EBT, helped them buy food that they earned. That's through the EBT program, kind of leveled out their robbery of you. Now people can't even eat. They've made it, they want so much from people that they don't even care if you die, because they're old and they're not capable of benefiting anymore, so they're going to starve them out. I mean, look around what's going on. Inevitably, those opposed to Marxists maximize profit. Inevitably, the people that run the social stratification system that benefits them want to maximize profits. And the people like me and you see people going hungry nowadays, and we want to make it fair. We want to feed people. We don't want people to go hungry. They don't care if people go hungry. People in the government power don't care if you go hungry. They don't. There's people going hungry. You think they care? No, they don't. They explain it away that it's welfare, that's giving people stuff they don't earn, that it's giving kids candy bars and making them fat. That's a lie. That's a lie straight from hell. That is starving little children. If you're behind that, you're a wicked person. You're an evil, wicked person. And maybe you're just being fooled. I don't know. But I'm just telling you the truth. If you think that it's all right for little children to go hungry, if you think it's all right for people that can't work, that are handicapped, or born that way, something that not due to their own responsibility, that need food to eat, if you think that it's that older people that have worked hard all their life that need food to eat, that don't have enough even though they've worked all their life, if you think that the EBT program to feed them is wrong, that it is right for it to be non-existent right now, either you're fooled, and I hope that's the case, or you're just dirty, wicked, evil, and you're probably somebody in power that backs up that public corruption, that social stratification system that's going on at their advantage right now. They don't care if older people die of starvation. They don't give a damn. They can't benefit them anymore. But I care. and I think the mass population cares. We're talking about social stratification, how it benefits them at your expense. Benefits the wealthy. And you pay big time with your life. It gets worse. Listen up. Little truth. Little scientific fact. So, the healthcare system. Look at this. Mr. Dick Cheney, the great fine man that he is. They say he was. I don't know. He died at 85, I think, yesterday. 85. Lived a long life. Smoked 2 packs of cigarettes for about 20 years. Had several heart attacks, 5 heart attacks before he was 50 years old. So how did he live to be 85 in that bad of health? It's because the rich people have the best health care in the world. They can keep them alive long after me or you would be dead. Is that fair? Is that fair? Hell no, it ain't fair. Hell no, it ain't fair. People the same age as him right now can't afford to eat. They're dying from not being able to eat. Their health is being ruined by poverty. Poverty kills. Gets you low health care. We're just telling you the facts as they are. So boo-hoo Dick Cheney. Boo-hoo Dick Cheney. And I'm sad about his death. You know, they started a war in Iraq for oil, but he claims was good. That Saddam Hussein, it was a good thing, better world that he was taking down. I don't know. My personal opinion is that other countries' wars aren't our problem. You know, send food over there. They started that war for wrong reasons. They had bad data, that's already known. We shouldn't have been over there for the reasons that they lied about it. And he's the one that was involved in that. And he lived to be 85 because he had the best medical care in the world. And social stratification. He's in the elite privileged group of people. And if you're not in that privileged group of people, you can just die. You won't get medical care. They're closing down hospitals all over the state of Tennessee. They got hospitals to go to, but you don't. You think that's fair? Keep voting the way you are. It's going to keep getting worse and worse. They're making it worse. They're making it worse on you. It ain't going to get any better unless the people rise up a social consciousness and do something about it. Political influence. Political influence controls legislation, religion, the press, the arts. Also, you know, Dick Cheney lived to be 85. Got a lot of good medical care. Prevent me, us, U.S., any organization, organized expression of workers' discontent. So they even control the news media. They don't like me putting out. They don't like me putting out how wicked the people in government power are. They try to shut us down. They already put me in jail for telling you all this. They put me in jail for saying I can make it a better world. I can make it more fair. I believe in a social welfare system, a social net. I believe that the Social Security program should be fair. People shouldn't have to fight for years to get Social Security when they deserve it. I believe in the welfare of the populace, mass Tennesseans. Vote for me. I'm not running Republican or Democrat. I'm for the mass population people. And talked about people in government power and what they're doing to you, how they're mistreating you, and what they do. They put me in jail. They won't put up with workers' discontent. They won't put up with people saying, hey, we want poor little children to get food stamps and be able to buy candy bars and Coca-Colas. It won't kill them. They want to spread a message that you're making little children fat. And that's a dirty lie. Rich kids get candy bars and Coke, but you want to treat other people differently? They don't deserve that because their parents are poor. Not because they're lazy, their parents are poor, because they're working very hard and giving all their money to Mr. Bill Haslam, who buys his kids Cokes and candy bars, but they're setting it up a system of falsity where they want you to believe a lie. It's called false propaganda, and we're getting the message out. But eventually, and hopefully, I don't know if it will go this way, eventually a class consciousness develops. Look it up in sociology handbooks, where people realize the owners, you can see who they are. Say, who are these people that are doing this to us? Let me tell you who they are. It's not real hard. They're the people in government power. The people in government power, they're the owners. They own the government. It's not democracy. It's not a fair and free democracy where you elect people that you want. They get elected based on dirty, sick, disgusting lies. Based on don't give kids candy bars. That's bad. Stop food stamps. We're making kids fat. Really? I don't believe that. Do you believe that? I don't. I'm trying to tell you that's not true. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Eventually a class consciousness arises. And a lot of times it's due to a major crisis, a major event, like the EBT program going down, people going hungry, and there's a lot of bad things going on the planet right now. People realize that the owners, government, determined to prevent them from receiving a fair share. So realize, that's what I'm trying to point out, they're trying to prevent you from receiving a fair share. Eventually, a class consciousness develops. People realize owners, government, determined to prevent them from receiving a fair share. They're trying to get you to believe that you don't deserve the fruits of your labor. So there's some of the angels that are not paid very much, that deserve more of the fruits of their labor. They're trying to convince you that you don't deserve the fruits of your hard work. But a class consciousness, and this, hey, I'm trying to spread this class consciousness to 1 million people. The government's not working for you. It's shut down right now. It's not working for you. Even according to their own analysis, it's shut down. It's working for them. They're getting paid. They'll always get paid. They'll always benefit. That's the way they got it. It's called social stratification. They got it set up that way, against you, for them. And a class consciousness, hopefully. Let's wake up, America. Let's wake up, Tennessee. Let's wake up, Knoxville. It ain't working for you. It's not welfare we want. We want to stop them from getting welfare. We want to stop them from getting a free ride off us. Get off our back. Give us what we earn, what we deserve. And of course they put out propaganda against people like me that stand up against people in government power. Of course they do. Of course they do. They don't want me to put a little cog in their well-oiled machine that benefits them at your expense. They lie. Of course I'm under attack. Don't believe a damn word of it. All of it's lies. None of it's true. I'm a benefit to you all. They're not. Of course they want to shut up the First Amendment. Why would they arrest somebody for running for public office? They don't arrest Governor Bill Lee. They didn't arrest him. I was running against him. Why didn't they arrest him? Because he's part of the higher up on social status. He would never get arrested. He could have probably went somebody and shot somebody at the polls. He could have punched somebody in the mouth. I'm being a little bit extreme. I could have shot somebody. He could have punched somebody in the mouth. They wouldn't have arrested him. They would have arrested whoever he punched in the mouth wrongfully. But you go be somebody of the lower echelon, the lower social stratification, that they put me in this position that they think I can't get out of. And maybe I can. I don't know. I'll sure as hell try. I'll fight to the death. But they try to shut me up because I'm not allowed to speak the truth to power. You don't do that. It might mess us up, but I'm doing it to over 1 million people. I might run again. A class consciousness. Let's wake up. Wake up, Tennessee. Wake up, America. Wake up, Canada. Wake up, Mexico. Wake up to these people in power that are robbing you, lying to you, mistreating you. The dimensions of inequality and social stratification. Wealth, economic assets, they got all the assets. They own the damn government. They make the laws, make the rules. They write you to be a criminal and excuse them from their unlawful acts. And when they do have to get caught to make themselves look legitimate, that we even punish our own, they slap them on the wrist and wipe it off their record. They control the legal system. They decide who gets to be a lawyer and who don't get to be a lawyer by deciding that if you represent the upper echelon and keep us in power and lie for us and go for us, then you get to be a lawyer. For somebody like me that stands up for a right and public safety, we won't even let you in our courtrooms. It doesn't matter. Look at my picture. A worthless JD, although not completely worthless. I'm prosecuting him on the street, but a worthless JD as far as practicing law, making a living, unless you're somebody in the upper class. Social stratification. You don't get to be a lawyer even if you passed the bar, went to law school, paid them money. You don't get to be a lawyer because we'll say you're not honest, even though you are. And we'll say somebody is honest that lies, that's a convicted felon. There is people who are pedophiles in the state of Tennessee who are lawyers, and they won't let me be a lawyer because maybe the people that they've accused of serious crimes that admitted to it have kissed the ring. I'm not kissing the ring. I'm not saying their system is set up to work for you. It's not set up to work for you. It's set up to work for them. So, dimensions of inequality and social stratification. They got the wealth, economic power, own everything. Absolute versus relative compared to others. What percent owns? They own, there's a small percentage of people in the United States, in the state of Tennessee, that own about 80% of the wealth. The regular citizens, we just own about 20%. The whole major populace, they own most of the wealth, own all the government. The disparity between the rich and poor is astonishing. They are not worth that much money. The rich do not pay their fair share. And I discussed how Haslam ended his tax and raised yours. And they get power. And they get power. They get the government. Power is the ability of individual or groups to implement wishes or policies with or without the cooperation of us, of others, with or without the cooperation of the populace. So they get in power through lies, cheat, and steal, and they're able to force on mass populations, all of us here in Knoxville and Tennessee in the United States of America, they're able to enforce on us their benefit at your demise. They're able to enforce on us, they get what you got, and you give it to them, whether you like it or whether you don't. That's the people in power now. Vote them out. That's like a young girl who forces a smaller girl to bring her a cookie is exercising power wrongfully. Adverse court rulings are part of their power structure. They make it drag you into court, like they drug me into court, despite facts and law, despite public safety. Take what you got and give it to them by using the courts, by using rules and laws illegitimately. It's not legitimate. It's not legitimate. Article 1, Sections 1 and 2 says we got the right to take over a government that doesn't serve us. It's an illegitimate government when it don't serve us. This government don't serve us. And I'm not suggesting, and I'm not responsible for a violent takeover of the government. I'm suggesting that we vote. People in power, vote them out. Authority is a special kind of power, generally recognized as rightfully maintained by those who use it. So they're in power. The people that got elected to Knoxville City Council, the governor, he's in power, and it's generally accepted that he deserves that power and he has a right to make decisions that affect the mass populace. But he got that power, I don't like me saying this, he got that power through lying to you, through deceit. Just like these people right here. They shouldn't be in power. That's deceit. They deceived you. Let's wake up. That's how people say, well, they're in power. People say, well, people in power said man was evil, wicked. That's legit. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're liars. The top power elite, middle class, politically unorganized. So the way they do that is mass population, me and you, are politically unorganized. There's no class consciousness. People don't see the benefit in voting. There are about 5 million people who didn't vote in Tennessee. They've got a small percentage of the vote that are politically organized, the elite, people that get benefited off of your hard work. So let's get politically organized. The masses who access to channels of power and influence is entirely cut off. Our influence to power and influence, the masses, the millions of people, 5 million across the state of Tennessee, how many in your state that don't vote, that could vote, that don't participate, our influence is entirely cut off because we don't take responsibility and go vote. We don't have to take over the government with guns and bombs and fight them in the streets. We don't have to have riots and protests. We don't have to do all that. All we got to do, it's real simple, is go to the polls and vote. Now, they had a chance in Knoxville, had a free chance. And you see what they did. They believed the lies and put somebody in power that was for a tax increase that the public wasn't even for. So let's get politically organized and have some class consciousness, and don't let them cut off our political power because we're unorganized. So top power elite, middle class, politically unorganized. Let's get that way. Let's get organized. That's us. Masses, us, whose access to channels of power and influence is entirely cut off. That's because we don't vote. We don't vote because we're not organized. Let's get organized, and this channel is part of that organization. It's part of the victory. We talked to over 1 million people in the past a little over a month, and it's growing exponentially. We didn't win an election. We got a megaphone, an amplifying phone that's much better than the local news channels around here. We're getting our message out better than them. We're getting organized. Vote. This is power to you, the people. This is vote. Voters of Tennessee enraged. We're getting organized. We're getting organized to go vote. I might run for office again. I might run for governor again. I don't know. I'm not saying I will. If I'm well funded, I will. Resource mobilization takes funds and money. They got millions of dollars. You know, we can do it. We can do it by mobilizing the mass, millions of people across the state of Tennessee, but it takes money to reach them. We're getting out on YouTube. If they take me off YouTube, then I will be on Telegram, I'll be on Facebook. Facebook's already censors me. Or I'll be on Rumble, or remember the name, Charles Van Morgan, or type in vote, voters of Tennessee enraged. We'll get the message out. We'll get organized. That's half the battle, getting organized, getting a megaphone to spread the message, to get the 5 million people in Tennessee together, to get the almost 1 million people in Tennessee that get food stamps that are cut off now together, to take a stand and say we want what's owed to us. Now they say it's welfare. We want to stop them from getting welfare. The people in power are getting welfare. You're not getting welfare. You're getting what's owed to you by a just and civilized society. Food stamps ain't bad. They ought to increase the food stamp program. Feed more kids. People shouldn't go hungry in a civilized society. People in a civilized society should get medical care. It shouldn't be just for the rich and powerful that even got us into a war that's debatable. I mean, it's not real difficult to look around and see what's going on. People going hungry today that they call welfare. I call it responsibility and giving people what they have worked for, what they have been exploited out of. That's the truth. It's not lazy people that are going hungry. It is people in power that are reaping the benefits of your hard work and starving you out. That's what's going on. So let's get class consciousness. Don't believe their propaganda, their false propaganda. We're putting out truthful propaganda right now against them. You won't hear this anywhere else. The Charles Van Morgan Show, we're gaining ground. I lost an election, we didn't lose anything. Got to meet a lot of nice people. Got a megaphone, more people. Our influence is growing by the masses. So these people in power, prestige, possession of attributes that elicit recognition, respect, and some degree of deference, image of low workers and high status wrong. So they present the masses of Tennesseans, the masses of people that are on EBT as low status, as people that aren't good people, and these people in power that are getting paid astronomical amounts of money by you to run the government in their favor are high status people that get deference and privilege. They get all the rights, they get all the court rulings, they get out of their drunkenness tickets, they get law licenses, they get privileges, and you don't get anything. The problem to them is this fact, is that there is way more of us that are being starved out right now than there is them. And we can vote them out of office. They even get deference. I mean, if they go into court, they're believed. They can lie, and they believe them. And you can bring the truth in. It doesn't matter. Is that what you want to continue to go on? I wouldn't do that. Social class. A large category of people who are similar in income level, education, attainment, and occupational prestige ranking. And once you're in a social stratification, you can't go up. You can't get any better. The only way we can get better is to change the damn system that's in their favor, that works for them and keeps you down. And there's way more of us. So, opportunities of social class. If you're part of the mass population of people right now, part of the people that aren't getting EBT that you deserve, your opportunities are predetermined. You're not going to be able to get out of that. You're not going anywhere. They won't let you. They got a boot on your neck and they won't let you get anywhere. You can't get up, they won't let you. You're never going to be able to earn a just, fair living. You can work. You make them more money. The harder you work, the more they make. The harder you work, the richer they get. The harder you work, the better off they are. The harder you work, the bigger government they get. The more prestige and power, the more deference they get. You'll never get up. You'll never get out of that. If you continue to let the system go on, it's a wicked system. It's predetermined where you're going to get. It doesn't matter how hard you work. That's a fallacy that the harder you work, the better you can get somewhere. That's not true. That's a lie. That's a dirty lie. The truth is where you're going to get is already predetermined. Your social stratification is done and set in stone from the moment that you're born. You won't get any richer. You won't do any better off. Now, there are very few exceptions to that. Maybe if you kiss the ring enough, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere if you keep going along with our program. Keep voting for the way you're voting for people. So, life expectancy, death of Dick Cheney, 84 years old despite 5 heart attacks, 3 packs a day for 20 years. He's got the best medical care in the world. The upper class, the upper echelon, their social stratification set too. Don't matter what they do, they're going to get the best of everything at your expense. At your expense. You want to die young? People in poverty die young for lack of appropriate nutrition. No nutrition now. For lack of adequate, appropriate medical care. Why does he deserve better than you? Why does Dick Cheney deserve better than you? He's better than you? You think Dick Cheney, a human being, is better than you? He even ruined his own health. How did he live to be 84? How did Dick Cheney live to be 84? Had 5 heart attacks before he was 50 years old. Because he had the best medical care in the world. Everybody deserves the best medical care, at least. If you don't think everybody deserves the best medical care, I'll even go along with that. Everybody deserves the opportunity to get the best medical care. You don't have that opportunity. He does, you don't. It wouldn't matter what he did. He shot his own friend in a hunting accident. Did he do any time or do anything for it? Hell no. He smoked 20 packs of cigarettes for years. He smoked 3 packs of cigarettes for 20 years. Did he suffer medically for that? Maybe some, but he got the medical care to make up for that. Doesn't matter what they do, they'll compensate. But if you do the same things, you'll be dead. And if you don't try to take care of your health, you'll still be dead. They get privileged, and you get to help them get privileged. That's the way the system's set up. That's sociology, not stuff I'm making up. That's just the truth about things. If you don't want to hear it, bury your head in the sand. Maybe you'll starve to death, because it's getting pretty bad, is it not? See how many people we got in here? A bunch of people. So the higher class live longer, better medical care. Obvious fact. Mental illness, less for higher class because better opportunities, higher self-image. They even convince you, like, share, comment, they even convince you that you're nothing. You don't deserve anything. You deserve to work for us. You deserve to hold the door open for us. You deserve to pay us money. You deserve to work to make things better for us. We make the government. You vote for us to make things better for us. That's what it's about. We are better than you are. But somewhere I read, as I heard Martin Luther King say, that you stand true to the creed of all men are created equal. They don't stand true to that creed. That means nothing to them. Soldiers fight and die for the Constitution, for everybody's equal right to get somewhere. You try to get somewhere, you're stuck where you're at. And if you try to get anywhere, they'll kick you down. They want you to work hard. For them, if you try to get what you deserve, you'll go to jail. Don't collect $200. Do not pass go. Run for governor and go directly to jail. Call us out for who we are, and we'll step on you. Well, you better try a little bit harder. You ain't getting it done. There's 1 million people listening to me. The system is set up in their favor to benefit them at your expense. Real simple, not complicated. Look around. It's easy every day. Why do they deserve more than you? They don't. Let's take it away from them, not violently. They're violent people, sick, dangerous people. They're disgusting. As bad as you think they are, they're 10 times worse. I hate to say that, but that's the truth. That doesn't help me. It protects you. It endangers me. I'm fighting for you. I'm not doing this for me. It puts me in danger. It puts my life at risk. And I don't know. We may have to go somewhere and hide. It's serious business attacking their social stratification. I've already went to jail, got beat up, and put in the hospital for saying people in power, for quoting right out of a sociology handbook. They're putting me in jail. Don't put that out to the public. Don't knock on 40,000 doors and tell Tennesseans that they're being robbed, they're being mistreated, they're being fooled by an alleged Christian governor. Don't tell them that. We won't put up with it. Put him in jail. Find a reason. Lie on him. And hurt him. That's what they did. It hasn't stopped me. There may be a time. I don't know. I'm not going to get killed. I'll tell you that. Support the movement. Hit the square icon. Hit the Cash App. If you can't do anything else, it's fine. Hit the like icon and subscribe to the channel. I'm fighting for you. This ain't about me. I supported another candidate that had some good ideals that wanted to open up the bridge when I didn't win. This is about public safety. I didn't go out and arrest more people for drunk driving than anybody in the state. I didn't get paid a dime more money for it. I did it to protect little children, to protect families. Now they lie on me. Of course they do. They're a bunch of dirty creeps that are causing the UT football team to lose. I'm doing this for the benefit of Tennesseans. I'm doing this for the benefit of Knoxvillians. I'm doing this for the benefit of people all across the United States of America and people in other countries, Canada, UK. You could benefit from this knowledge too. Go against people in power that are doing you wrong. Don't go along with the program. Don't be programmed. Think for yourself. Higher class people have better medical care. They live longer. Do they deserve to live longer than you? We're talking about our very lives. How do they live longer? because they take all the money, live off you, and pay for medical care that you pay them for them to pay their medical care, and you have none. You have none. They're closing down hospitals in rural counties all across state Tennessee. That even hurts tourism that could benefit businesses in the state of Tennessee. They're not running this government right for you. They're running it for them. It is so very wrong and disgusting. As bad as you think they are, they're 10 times worse. They're 10 times worse. Think of the worst thing you can say about people in government power and think that it's 10 times worse than what you even know about. You think you know about what's going on in the back hallways? We know a little bit about what's happened in the past, and it's going on to this day. They want to convince you that you're not worthy. They keep you down. You're not worthy. They're better than you. They get deference. You're better than them. And let me tell you what, this facade is to keep you in check, because if there's a class consciousness, people wake up, there's a hell of a lot more of us than them. Now, they didn't wake up in Knoxville this past election. I got a few more feet in the right direction, and we're getting a few more. If you will support the movement, vote, we can get a little further. I might run for government office again, I don't know. We'll see if it's feasible. We're getting the message out about people in government power. Stuff I'm reading out of a sociological handbook, not new. I didn't make this stuff up. I look at the facts and plug them into society, what's going on. Communication effectiveness, self-esteem, position, and esteem are all controlled by them, people in power. Social mobility, movement of persons from one social class to another, up or down, limited access. There's a cycle of poverty. You can't get out of it. They won't let you under the system that is set up now. Social mobility, movement of persons from one social position, social class to another, up or down, limited access, circle of poverty. So you look at this Duncan School of Law. I had to pay $20,000. They lowered my grades because the government decided to slam me because I was out protecting lives and didn't like the way they ran the highway patrol. I was trying to get out of there. Trying to get out of the highway patrol. I was in law school, and they made it where my law degree doesn't even mean anything. You look at a prominent lawyer here in Knoxville. I still owe them $20,000 in student loans I got to pay back. That I'll pay back. I've got it deferred right now, but you look at, because I'm from the lower class, I was raised without a father. You look at a prominent lawyer here in Knoxville, higher social class, a lawyer. His daughter got a scholarship to that college. She went to that Duncan School of Law, Lincoln Memorial School of Law, for free. They give them a free ride. You think she deserved it because people in the upper class benefit people in the upper class, people like me have to pay full price, and then we don't even reap the benefits of what we paid them for. That's how bad it is. Because I would have defended you, she and her daddy would defend them. They gave her a scholarship, free ride, because her daddy's a lawyer. You try to go to school there and get a law degree and get a scholarship. They won't give you one unless your daddy's a lawyer or somebody in power. Then they will give them a free ride, and they don't even need a free ride. They can pay for it. They're gluttons. And then try to practice law. They'll take from you what you pay them and won't even give you what you paid for. So yeah. Here's what Knoxville voted for. JD, emergency management, safety for you, versus no emergency management training, BS, and also handpicked by them in power. They handpicked who they voted for in Knoxville. A fleeing felon got more votes. A fleeing felon, somebody that ran from the law. I used to be the law. I'm not anymore. I don't do that anymore. I got paid for what I did, and I provided for public safety because I cared and enforced the law like I should have. I don't do that now. I'm not involved in that. But a person that saved lives like me, lowered the fatality rate by their own admission. I mean, I've got awards on top of awards, where life-saving awards, where I saved lives. And a person, and I got, they defamed me, and I got less votes than somebody that has a history of being a fleeing felon that ran from the law. I mean, how much propaganda is involved in rigging that dirty lie? They do not tear down him, build up, and somebody that got more votes because of propaganda, because of not telling the truth, because of that news channel, and news channels that put out lies about me, that put out lies about him. He's a fleeing felon. They mention that in passing. He's a fleeing felon. Just like they don't even mention that I saved more lives than any trooper in the state of Tennessee. And they mention in passing that he had some type of issue from the law. He's a fleeing felon. Got more votes than somebody that has emergency management training that could have protected you all. How much more bullshit is that? And you think I'm disappointed because of that? I mean, I still have emergency management training. I still have a JD. I still am very articulate. I still have a massive following, and I'm still here, still going forward. And eventually we'll hit the tipping point where we'll start making a difference and get through some of these dirty lies, because that's what they are. And they're not dirty lies that affect me. I'll be just fine. I'll be just fine. My life is harder because of what they've done, but I trust in God, and I pray about things, and I'll be just fine. I'll tell you how I deal with stuff, and not with violence or with any kind of corruption. But a fleeing felon got more than me. Wow, isn't that amazing? I mean, is that, you think there's maybe a problem with that? You know, maybe that's a little stupid. It's cause of, here's the reason. Government false propaganda put out by people in power. So like, share, and comment. So it's because the people in power put out information. They say vote for him. Don't vote for Charles Van Morgan, because Charles Van Morgan is putting out propaganda that's true against us. He's trying to tear down our little stratification system that benefits us. Trying to tear down our little utopia that we got going on. Hell yeah, I am. I think you're damn right I am. I'll keep hammering away. We took a damn hammer to their little PR system in the news media. They got 11 views. Their last video, I got 26,000. I think I'm doing a little better than you. I didn't win election. It's possible to win election in the ditch they got me in this little crooked city. But I'm winning public opinion across the world. People in another country knows how dirty Mr. Bill Haslam is. Another millionaire, he's so dirty, another millionaire called him a dirty scoundrel. And here's how I get by this stuff. So hold on, this is important. This is how I deal with this stuff, as bad as it is. And it's pretty damn bad. Little children going hungry today. Older people that worked hard all their life don't have food today. These social welfare nets that churches and stuff are running out of their food banks. If you believe in God and trust in His Son Jesus for salvation and believe He answers prayer, which I believe. If you don't, I'd invite you to believe that. If you believe that. If you trust in the government, believe that the social stratification system is okay and everything they do is just fine and everything's wonderful, you believe this facade, you believe that a fleeing felon should have got more votes than somebody that risked their life to stop a fleeing felon and protect you from their danger, then you know, I can't help you. You're too far gone. Your mind is sick, or you're deceived. Wake up. If you believe in God and trust in His Son Jesus for salvation and believe He answers prayer, then if you believe that, then there's another thing. Pay attention to. If you believe in God and trust in His Son Jesus for salvation and believe He answers prayer, then here's the answer. Here's the cue. Then it follows, and that's what I believe, and I pray about stuff. Pray every day. And this is the difficult part now. Then it follows. You pray about bad. You work to correct it the bad, and you rest assured God is also at work with your prayer and right in mind. So you pray and you work as hard as you can. First you got to pray the right way. You got to go through the Lord Jesus Christ, and you pray about things. This is the hardest part. You work and you pray and you do what you can. I'm doing what I can. I've spent over 2 hours doing what I can today. Fighting for you. I'm not fighting for me. I'm asking for resources to help you, which I hope that you will. We have got some. I've spent 2 hours doing what I can. Doing what I can. Putting it out there. Putting it on the line. This is from the heart. This is the truth. Just like when I was a trooper out at night, risking my life. Getting people off the road. Could have been killed in that pursuit, risking my life for you, putting it on the line, doing what I could do for you. And I'm out here putting it on the line, telling you the government's wrong. They're dirty scoundrels. Got it in for you to benefit them. Don't care if you die, starve to death. Look around. I'm doing what I can. I'm putting it out there on the line, risking my life. Could be killed by some of these people with dirt bags in government power. They'd like to see me dead. They don't like me speaking the truth about them. They don't like me telling you they want all your money, trying to starve you out. I'm putting it on the line, working for you, trying to benefit you, trying to benefit Knoxville. They chose not to. That's all right. We advanced the cause. Almost 1 million people have listened. Then rest assured, and this is the hard part, and pray, do what you can, and I've done what I can, and rest assured God's working on my behalf. He is. I prayed about it. I put it out there. I did what I could. I do what I can to help society. And I can rest assured, and this is the truth. This is the hard part. Rest assured. Don't look around. Don't worry about it. That God is working, and there's the bell. God is working for the right. For the right. Because I'm a human being. I may be wrong about some stuff. But if I pray about stuff, tell God the way I see it, and I do all the time. Every day I pray hard. Try to do what I can. I can rest assured that God is working for the right, and He is. He is. He certainly is. That's a lot of peace. Hey, I can do what I can. I can work hard, and I work very hard. I have almost 2 hours talking to you, and I pray about stuff. And this is what I encourage y'all to do. Work hard. Do what you can to correct things. Go vote. V-O-T-E. Voters of truth enraged. Be enraged. Put out the truth to people. And pray about things. And pray about things. Pray about the truth. And then rest assured. And I assure you, I don't see it. God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes I can see things. If you look around, you can see God's hand at work in things. You can see the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth His handiwork. God's real. He's here. You can rest, and that God is answering your prayers, and that God will work for what is right. But we got to do our part. We got to pray, and we got to have faith in God, and that's what I do, and that's what I believe happens. And we have to fight, pray, and trust. And trust is the hardest, toughest part. When you look around and see the problem, fight, pray, and trust. Trust may be the toughest part. You got to trust in God. So like, share, comment. Trust is the hardest part sometimes. So, and also I want to say, a lot of anti-Semitic information out by popular people in the news media. A lot of Jew haters. You know, that's the devil. I just want to say, because there's a promise, I trust in God, that God will bless people that bless Israel. God will punish people. He'll curse people. There's a curse along with it. Curse Israel. Well, I tend to trust God. I trust God. So I would like to say to the world, God bless Israel. So I want to say God bless Israel. And also, we're not defeated. We're praying and trusting in God. In God Almighty's will. So we're not defeated. We're praying and trusting in God. God Almighty's will. And we're not defeated. We're not defeated at all. We're trusting God. The fight is between the have and have-nots. People that the rich, the have, and the have-nots, the poor. That's the fight. That's the design of their system. The have and have-nots. That's what the fight's between. So, we mentioned for resources, I have a book available, electronic copy. It's the former Trooper Charles Van Morgan story, An Effort to Save Lives and Correct the Record. I'll sell you that book for $149, electronic copy. And you can get it at charlesvanmorgan@gmail.com. Write me and request that. Or if you want a hard copy, I will. It's a little more. I'll send you a hard copy. Write and request it. And I'll tell you how much it is, and I'll sign a hard copy and mail it to you. I'm only gonna make them hard copy upon request. So $149 if you want to email, if you want an electronic copy of it. A hard copy's a little more. Write charlesvanmorgan@gmail.com and I'll send you that. That book has a lot of truthful stuff in it. And also I'm available to speak at your church. Can I help you? I said, can I help you?
No, so I can't put next to the bed.
Do what now? Hey. God bless you, I pray.
You smoke cigarettes? No, right?
Do what now?
You smoke cigarettes?
No, I don't smoke.
All right. You have a good day.
You too. I'm available.
The 4th or the 5th?
Do what now?
What is today's date? The 4th?
It's the 5th.
It's the 5th.
Yeah. Take care. I'm available to speak. We're doing this live, boots on the ground. We love people. I'm available to speak at your church, at your bar, wherever. And I'll sell books there. If you want me to come and speak, if you want to pay me some, that's fine. But I'm available to speak. I can be very entertaining. So if you want me to speak, write me at charlesvanmorgan@gmail.com and I'll come and speak and entertain. And I'll mention where I'm speaking on this channel that's almost reaching 1 million people. So you'll get some more business. So if you want me to speak, I'll announce that I'm speaking there. Ask people to come and listen to me live and in person. So if you want me to do that, that'll help your business. So just email me at charlesvanmorgan@gmail.com and I'll come and be as entertaining as hell. I'm a little bit more personable in person, and we'll do some things that will increase your business. Like I said, I will tell people, hey, I'm going to be at this bar, at this church, at this time, and we're going to speak. Now, I don't promote alcohol or alcoholism, but we need resources to support the movement, and I don't drink myself. And if you want me to speak at the church, I'll be glad to do that. So just write me at charlesvanmorgan@gmail.com. Also on Safe Taxi, we've decided to go ahead and until I get a better job to continue with that Safe Taxi. I do Knoxville. If you need a ride here in Knoxville, or if you're going from Knoxville to California, hey, we'll be glad to take you. Also, if you want me to advertise your business, I'll advertise your business on Charles Van Morgan Unbridled News, and we'll put it out here for a small price. I want to mention the bed store. He let me have my campaign sign out at Moody and Chapman Highway. It's a veteran that owns that store. The bed store, go patronize his store. Also the corner market in the UT area. Very kind people, very nice people, very nice man. Told me anything I needed. Down there at the corner market in the UT area, great people. Patronize that store. God bless those people. And also, thanks to all who voted for me. Thanks to all the people that let me put campaign signs up. We didn't lose anything. We're on the move. We're blowing their damn news media out of the water. Even local NBC, ABC stations, we're getting more viewers than them, more interactive views. We're not distraught, downtrodden. These people switch the financial system around, and we're going to try to switch it back in your favor to benefit you. So I thank you all so very much for being part of this awesome social movement, awesome unbridled news. We will probably cover the protest on Market Square today live. They're protesting TVA. So they're going to protest TVA. They're building a pipeline. Like, share, and comment. They're protesting TVA. And we're probably going to show up live. I think it's about 6 o'clock. So if you want to watch, we're going to ask some of the protesters why they're out there, what they're doing. And live on boots on the ground, interviewing these people and trying to see what they're hoping to accomplish and keeping an open mind. They might convince us that they're right. They're building a pipeline about 100 miles, and there's a group that's protesting saying that, hello, there's a group that's protesting, got a big smile, so there's a group that's protesting saying that the company that TVA is hiring has a lot of environmental issues with that company, so they're protesting TVA giving the contract to build about 100 miles of I think it's gas pipeline, and they're going to be out on Market Square having a major protest. And so we may cover that today at 6 o'clock, have boots on the ground, talk to some of the people in the social protest, the social movement protest. So if you want to join me today about 6 o'clock, unless something happens, join us live, and we'll interview people and find out what's going on the scene, live, up close and in person. And so we got 70 likes on here. You know, if you can contribute, do that. We're going to do Unbridled News. Talked about social stratification today. Talked about doing what we can, working hard, praying and trusting in God, which is what we do. So if you can contribute. If you can't contribute, which that's fine, a lot of people can, I can't, then what you can do is you can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That helps immensely, gets the message out, combats their false propaganda. So if somebody will like, if you haven't liked already, hit the like button so I'll know, hey, there's people with me, and hit the subscribe button. And I certainly would appreciate it. We got 70 likes, so let's get all the way up to 100 in the few minutes more that I'm going to be on here before we open up live at 6 o'clock, boots on the ground here in Knoxville, Tennessee on Market Square, talking to protesters. So let's look at the beautiful scenery here in Knoxville. Let y'all see there's the sun and the fog and the bridge. So they like picking on people until they fight back. That's right, they do. They like picking on people. There's the crooked courthouse. Well, it depends on who paid to do what to the government for Trump. Trump has nothing to do with it, right? GTFO here. Okay, I don't know what that's about. So here's a beautiful view of Knoxville, Tennessee. And so we only got 70 likes. We need a few more likes. And we'll stay on here. We'll stay on here till we get a few more likes and read some comments. I just can't comprehend how he every night with no remorse or anything. Tim LA 24, no remorse about what? I sleep just fine at night, and I work hard protecting the public. And if you think that I have problems sleeping, then you're a damn fool, because I've protected lives. And if you believe propaganda, then you ought to have a hard time sleeping at night. Okay, so we lost video, but God loves you and I do too. Till this evening at 5. Thank you.